passion-driven schools.
Yes.
Why passion-driven schools?
So I think I'm going to focus in on passion, because when I hear passion-driven schools, passion is what really sticks out, more to me, because it's extremely important for a person to do something that they're passionate about. If you're passionate about it, then it's no longer work. It's a love. It's you. It's what you breathe. And for me, moving from passion into schools, that defines my passion. Being an educator, working within a school system, and having the opportunity to interact and mold these little munchkins, and watch them transform into productive citizens to the extent that I can take them. But knowing that the seeds that I have planted within them, they will carry on, So I've been doing this for years, and it's just been such a pleasure, but more of a confirmation when they come back. And I see, okay, I do see, some of them give a hard time. But for the most part, most of them come back and they're very grateful, so that to me is a confirmation that I am working within my passion. So,
what made you embrace the passion-driven leadership program?
So, I think it is extremely important for educators to know that we have a very serious job. I mean, we mold minds and futures, as well as having the capability of destroying it. So when we were afforded the opportunity to work with passion-driven leadership, and having the whole premise be helping and teaching the teachers of the importance of being a passionate leader and taking time out to really think about and digest what it is that we're doing. I was just hooked. I was just hooked because it goes along with who I am and what I stand for as a leader, as an academic leader. I'm a teacher, and I have the title of principal, but most importantly, I will always be a teacher, and always embrace those opportunities to just take my kids and propel them as far as, kind of like just throwing them, like, you can do it, just go get it, you got it. And I think that it's so important that I have a team of people that I'm working with that also embrace that same thought process. And if they don't, then this just isn't the place for them.
What impact have you seen the passion-driven leadership program have on your staff, the students here, and the faculty?
Wow. So I'm going to begin with when we first started and we learned our true colors. That was such an eye-opener for me, as well as my teachers. I mean, where that really became our conversational piece and our language, so we would walk around and they would say, because I'm an orange, I thought I was a blue, but I ended up being an orange blue, but I'm more orange than blue. And when we were able to understand how we operate, we took more time, and we didn't, not that we made excuses for each other, but we understood each other on a deeper level. Like, okay, they're gold, so this is how they operate, and I have to know. But it also helped me to know when I had a goal project because of their colors. And knowing that everyone operates differently. And because you operate different than me, it doesn't mean that you're a better or a worse person. And it showed me, as well as my staff members, how we can really work together, because with more colors, there are certain tasks that can be handled by individuals, based on who you are and how you operate. Right. So that was one. And then when we went into restorative practices, I felt like the angels were just like, someone heard, how it's not about the screaming and hollering and, being punitive, but about bringing an awareness to our students, to our children, as to what the expected behaviors are and what we know they're capable of doing in a positive way, opposed to, browbeating them or making them, minimizing them, because we all know when you do that to a child, you can lose them for life. And what we do will impact how far they go in life, So having that whole restorative practice experience and getting the teachers to understand that, look, you guys are there already. You're doing a lot of these practices. There are certain things we have to tweak, but if we just take a moment to just think about our impact and our value to these kids and what they will take from us, into the world, that's more powerful than any other position that anyone could hold, So I was all on board with it. When they told me, I actually got excited and I was like, oh my God, this is me. This is exactly how I govern. So my teachers used to make fun of me and always say, oh, you're just you're too kind, you're too nice. And I have to tell them, I have to be a person of chance because people gave me a chance, so who am I not to give these children, and I mean, these are children, they don't even understand some of the things that they're doing, or why they're doing it, so who am I not to give them a chance, So we have arguments.
So you say that the program has put the human back inside of education. Tell me about that.
Absolutely. That's a great way to put it. It's put the human, we get so lost in the standards, in the assessments, in meeting deadlines, in making sure that, the students are reading on the level that they should be reading. I have always been one where a growth mindset, and growth means more to me than meeting a deadline or meeting a defined goal. If we see growth, then we're doing our job, and I've always told my teachers that. Even at the time, we were like a struggling school at one time, terrible, test scores and things. And I would tell them, no, if you grew your children, we may not be where the state wants us to be, but if you're growing your children, your students, then we're doing our job. We just got to keep pushing and got to keep growing them, I think it is important for our kids to see the human in us, and that we provide them with a safe space to be human and to be who they are. I think by us doing that, what we're allowing them to do is really learn who they are, so then they can begin to mold themselves to be who they want to be, opposed to what society is telling them that they have to be, or social media tends to define the kids now, and if the teachers are bringing out more of just being yourself. And it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to go back and to do things over. I think they won't feel compelled to compete so much with what the world will define them as. That's what.
Would you recommend this program, the Passion-Driven program? Would you recommend every school in your district become passion-driven schools?
Highly. Because our 7th graders will be leaving us, and my question was, okay, we've grown them, and we've now instilled some of these processes on how to deal with things and how to. So my concern is like, what's next for them? Who's going to be there to pick it up and keep it going? So I shared it with my superintendent. I did, and I said, as they're moving into middle school, they really need to, even if we just start the next level with them just knowing about true colors and about restorative practices, then I think we can make sure to streamline this and it will carry them through. So would I recommend it? I highly recommend it. Highly. I think it grew the staff as much as it grew the students. So we always sit down at PDs and we're going through and small group instruction and blah blah blah. All of the buzzwords. But this, we actually had an opportunity to sit down and talk about us, and how we operate and what we need to help us to operate to our best. To being our best and to being able to be the most effective educators that we can. And it's not defined by the our credentials and certifications, it's more so within. And passion-driven leadership, that's what it pulled out our within, and allowed us to couple that with our other skills that we have. So absolutely recommend it.